Good afternoon. My name is Meg Howell, co-president of National Honor Society. Welcome to the 2022 National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. We are gathered here to formally recognize those students who have successfully completed their candidacy and are being inducted as new members of our NHS chapter. For current members and those former members who may be among our guests joining us via live stream, we hope this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence you are too charged with maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. Our chapter is proud to have been inducting new members since 1973, and today's ceremony indicates the continuing emphasis of excellence that we represent for our school and community. Throughout the year, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students. In addition to the strong academic records which establish the eligibility for membership, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations, and we serve our school and community through many activities, including offering academic assistance in the afternoons at the Mark. We are proud of these accomplishments and welcome our new members who bring energy and to support to our efforts. It is at this time that we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in the Colin English Senior Chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards for the society. Members of the chapter will now review these qualities for the candidates. We begin with scholarship.
Hello, I am Oakley Dyson, the second co-president of NHS this year. We begin with scholarship. Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student who is willing to spend hours in reading and study knows the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education is ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest successes, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch that guides us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship. Next, we recognize service.
Service. Service can be established in the routine of daily work where many opportunities arise to help others both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow. Next is leadership.
Now we recognize leadership. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, a true leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or a nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a meaningful and substantial charge to each of our members. Next, we recognize character.
Character. Character is the force that distinguishes each individual from another. It fosters individuality, our goodness. It is an integral part of morality and shapes the way one approaches the world. An absence of character is an absence of respect for oneself or from others. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action and a daily striving to make the right choice. We embody the core values we say we represent. We must live it out in our daily lives. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
I am now pleased to introduce Dr. Kathy Levinson. Dr. Levinson is Professor, Associate Chair for Graduate Studies, and Director of the Graduate Program of Biomedical Sciences, as well as a member of the Program in Neuroscience at Florida State University College of Medicine. She joined the FSU faculty in 1993 and currently teaches biochemistry and serves as the Basic Science Course Director for the Gastrointestinal System course and the Medical Curriculum and Nutrition in the Physician Assistant Program. Her lab is working on nutritional and genetic approaches designed to harness the power of adult stem cells to treat depression and other symptoms associated with traumatic brain injury. She is also engaged in collaborative projects at the National High Magnetic Field Laboratory to develop non-invasive MRI-based biomarkers of chemoresistance and brain tumors. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Levinson.
Thank you very much for that very kind introduction. I want to start today by congratulating all of you that are inductees into the National Honor Society. It truly is an honor, but I also want to congratulate the parents because I know that you all had a very big hand in this, so please give yourselves a hand as well. So you've just heard about the qualities that all of these students had to display to get into the National Honor Society. They've excelled in scholarship and leadership, in service, and in character. And I remember very well sitting exactly where you were when I was in high school being inducted into the National Honor Society. I was actually the president of my high school honor society when I was a senior. And I suspect that when I was inducted, like many of you, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life. Now, for those of you that don't know exactly what you wanted to do, I'm talking to you too, because the truth is, I only thought I knew what I wanted to do with my life. And so, I was excited about science. Early on, the first time I got my gloved hands on that pickled frog in 6th grade, I was a changed woman. Scientists, you know what I'm talking about, right? And in high school, I loved biology. I loved human anatomy, and I loved physiology. And even though I wasn't very good at it, I even loved my AP calculus class. And so, you do what you love, and I loved biology, so what do you do with biology? You go to medical school, right? So off I went to the University of Virginia to become a pre-med biology major. And I dutifully took all my first-year chemistry classes, which turned out to be a little bit harder than I thought they were going to be. And then I signed up for my first biology class, and I was excited. I was ready to do the thing that I had been waiting for years to do, and I got into the class, and to my utter amazement, I absolutely hated it. I was desperate. I was lost. I didn't know when it was photosynthesis and amoebas and evolutionary theory, and it was all interesting, and my grades were fine, but I didn't love it. It didn't really give me that passion that I thought that I wanted and that I really deserved out of my education. I wasn't going to give up on science, but I knew at that point that I had some pretty serious soul searching to do about who I wanted to be. So I asked myself, what did I enjoy in this past year of studying? And the answer ultimately was my elective class. So I took another one. And it was hard. It was new to me. It was exciting. But most importantly, it taught me to think in a very different way that I had been used to thinking about it. It challenged me in a new way that I learned that scholarship, one of the reasons you all are here, is not about your grades. Scholarship is not about how many AP classes you've taken. Scholarship is not about how many dual enrollment credits you're going to take to college with you. No, scholarship is about asking questions. And I'm talking about questions that you can't find in a textbook. And I'm talking about questions you can't find in your study guide. Those aren't the places to look for answers to scholarship. Scholarship is asking questions about the big picture, and it's also asking questions about the details that support that big picture. It's the drive to know everything that you can about your passion. So for me, this realization about the nature of scholarship really took me in a very new direction. My love of science did not end, but it evolved. I learned what I really wanted to do ultimately was not clinical medicine, but scientific research. I wanted to have the opportunity to ask new questions about how the human body works, about how the cells work. And I've had a wonderful career studying depression and stem cells and how the brain works as a College of Medicine professor. So while my curvy path has been one of science, I hope that all of you can recognize that what I'm saying is that scholarship isn't just scientific. Scholarship solves real problems. It tackles issues, both big and small, that affect our communities and our planet. Scholarship is also creative, and it's artistic, and it's musical. It seeks to add culture and beauty to people's lives. In short, scholarship makes a difference. And that's what you want to do. And that takes leadership, and it takes service, and it takes character, and it takes all the things that the National Honor Society is ultimately about. So today I want to leave you with 2 take-home messages. The first one is, if you don't know what you want to do, students, after you leave Maclay, don't panic. Don't despair. One of the best things about college is that you'll get to explore electives and fields that you never actually even knew existed. So in the meantime, here's my advice. Don't ask questions about what career you want to be. Don't ask questions about what do I want to major in. Instead, ask yourself what motivates you to be the best scholar and person that you can be. Ask yourself, what am I passionate about? Be honest with yourself. Now, there's going to be a lot of noise from family and friends about money and about status and about things that ultimately, as life goes on, are not going to be all that important, right? So what you want to do is ask yourself not about those things. Don't block out that noise and talk to yourself. Take the time to really talk to yourself. Do that soul searching. That will be time well spent, because it's the key to deciding who you want to be. And it will enable you ultimately to make the right choices about majors and careers. The second take-home message I want to give you is to those who do know what you want to do. Look, I knew what I wanted to do, and that it was science. I knew it early, but I didn't end up exactly where I thought I was going to be. And so you want to keep that in mind. I beg you to keep an open mind, all of you. Explore and don't neglect your passions. Don't neglect exploring. Don't neglect electives outside of your field. Don't neglect your passions, because they are going to be really what's going to be important for a full life with meaning. You are all here because of scholarship, leadership, character, and service. My final word of advice to all of you is to be true to all of those qualities. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Levinson. At this time, will the new inductees please rise, raise your right hand, and repeat the pledge. Please join me in reciting the pledge. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands, and will maintain and encourage the high standards of leadership, scholarship, service, and character. Thank you. You may be seated. And now, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your certificate of membership. We'll start with this year's seniors. Rain Chen. Presence Francis. Michael Grant. Tristan Lunt. Riley Parker. Tanisha Petit. Lauren Price. Ariana Sinala. Abigail Taylor. Ori White. And Carson Yieldhall. Congratulations to this year's National Honor Society's seniors.
Now we will recognize the junior members. Olivia Bashton. Lyndon Belcher. Olivia Bishop. Maria Bulos. Anna Brannon. Peyton Bundy. William Carnes. Morgan Kahn. Louis Dearman. Ava Duke. Caitlin Eldred. Sarah Fernandez. Lainey Ford. Copeland Frazee. Victoria Gainey. Catherine Gorkov. Jack Gruters. Caitlin Geyer. Sean Hutchinson. Rohan Kaji. Tyler Keller. Leah Kiros. Gracie Keppel. Sophia Krisner. Samantha Lee. Colin Lewis. Zachary Lowe. Julia Luck. Jacob Lyon. Venkat Matapodi. David May. Aiden Merritt. Clark Mitchell. Sam Manukin. Sarah Manukin. Hannah Murphy. Brooke Knoll. Evangeline Oguleto. Jacob Parrish. Shiv Patel. and Mason Roberts. Kinley Robinson. Emma Kate Rodrigue. Charles Rust. Mateo Silberman. Mason Singleton. Brinkley Snow. Mary Clayton Soto. Jacqueline Summers. Wyatt Thomas. Haley Wheel. Ava Yee. And Rajan Jinhadra. Colin Mitchell. Clark Mitchell, my bad. You may now give a round of applause for all of our junior NHS members. In closing, I would like to leave our inductees with one last thought: noblesse oblige. This is the official motto of the National Honor Society, which loosely translates, "To whom much is given, much is expected." Thank you to Dr. Levinson and Mr. Beamer and all of our parents for joining us in person or on our live stream for the NHS ceremony. One more round of applause for our new inductees.